Chelsea. I'm Jennifer. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for seeing me today.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, so I think last time we discussed a little bit of just, my husband and stuff, but he's still pretty stuck on not wanting to have kids. I mean, sorry, he does want to, I don't want to have kids.
Oh, yeah. We did discuss that last time. I believe that what you told me last time was that you're very interested in pursuing your career.
Mm-hmm.
You would like to go back to school, and he is more traditional, perhaps?
I wouldn't say that. I think he's definitely wants me to have a career. It's not traditional in the sense that, like, I should be at home watching children, barefoot in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It's more, he absolutely wants this to be a 50-50 household. He wants me to bring in income. He wants to bring in income. He wants both of us working because we both agreed on that. But he also wants both of us to raise a family. He wants to be just as involved as I am, as a mom typically is.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to have that typical dad role, but he wants to be a dad. And it's not that I don't want kids right now because of my career. I don't want kids.
At all?
I don't want kids.
Is that something that you discussed before you got married?
It kind of came up, like it's come up before, but it was more like, I don't think kids are really for me. I didn't say it concretely. I thought that kind of just nicely got the point across, but I guess it left room for interpretation.
Okay, so for room for doubt maybe, or room for change perhaps?
Yeah, maybe like I thought he was going to change how he felt about it. And he never said like how many kids he wanted per se. And not even necessarily that he wanted kids. And he never said anything to when I said I didn't want kids. He never said anything to that. But I know he's always loved kids. Nieces and nephews are fun.
Did you discuss this when you were dating or when you first got together at all?
It was kind of in the beginning actually, where I kind of said like, I don't know if kids are really my thing. And then it just kind of, that was it. I don't know if maybe he didn't say anything because we were new at dating or what. And that it never came up really, like that was the answer. It was not a clear, defined answer. I guess we're finding out now.
Yeah, and then when you decided to get married during the engagement process, did you ever go to any kind of counseling or had deep, long talks about it or anything of that nature?
I think we had talks, but it was more about like expectations from our families, what our families want, and I hope that didn't confuse him because my family does want me to have children, very much so.
How do you feel about that?
Pressured.
Pressured in what sense?
Like that it's not really my decision to have kids. I will be guilted into it. Something's wrong with me if I don't have kids, or my great grandma and my grandmother and my mother and every other woman in the family will die with a broken heart because I didn't give them a grandchild.
Is that something they actually say, or is that
not that
more
dramatically?
of a feeling?
No, not that dramatically, but they say it. It's very, yes. It's not really like that dramatic, but it's like, so when are you giving us a grandchild?
Oh.
And it's getting more and more because we've been married for about 2 years now. So we should have popped one out already. And I keep kind of saying, like, I want to get my career going more. I want to get more cemented in where I am in life.
Yeah.
And I almost feel like that's kind of misleading as well.
Misleading in what sense?
Like, almost like maybe once I do get those things, then I will want a kid. I just don't want kids. I don't want to have kids.
Period.
I don't want kids. I think we're great the way we are. We're a very happy couple. We're a very happy family. We don't need children for us to be a family.
How do you think he feels about that?
He wants kids. Very badly. Like itching. Like it's almost opposite rules. When we're out, he'll see a baby and he'll go baby crazy. And I definitely, even if he's not doing it on purpose, I definitely pick up on those subtle hints that like I should be giving him a child.
Do you think that if you tell him that you don't ever want children, do you think that would end your marriage?
He really wants children.
you don't give him children or have a child?
It's not something you can really compromise on. You're on one side or the other. And I'm very much on one side and he's very much on the other. It's not like we can both give a little bit, you can't have half a kid.
Do you think that maybe once you're established in your career that you might have a change of heart? Is it the idea of children, or is it the idea of your freedom and your lifestyle?
It's the idea of if it's not broke, don't fix it. We're great the way we are. Why? I don't feel a need to have a kid. If I did, I would do it, but why? I don't, it's not a necessity. What happens if I don't have a kid? Nothing.
Mm-hmm. You don't feel that it would enhance your life or make it any different? Or
I think if I really wanted the kid, yeah. But the way I feel about it, like, I think if I got pregnant, I'd probably keep it because it's one of those things that's meant to be, and my husband really wants this, and it just is. But I'm doing everything in my power to make sure I do not get pregnant at this time.
And does he know that?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Of course. He knows everything. He is on board with where we are in our relationship. It's just we have different points of view, and we keep kind of thinking the other's going to change or back off a little, but he's my best friend. I could never lie to him and say that I'm trying for a baby when I'm not, and
you said he's your best friend, so you have a very good relationship with him.
Everything else is great. This is our one thing, and it seems to keep coming up more and more lately, and I think it's because we can't compromise on it. It's not that we can't compromise, there is no compromise on this.
Yeah, because he definitely wants a child, and
right.
You definitely do not.
Yeah.
And do you think that at some point he might change his mind, deciding that you are enough for him and he can live without the child?
What do you mean?
Do you think that he would? Do you think that if you keep saying no, and the options that I'm observing is it's all or nothing, right. And there's no in between.
Right.
So if he said to you, well, I'm okay not having a child if I can have you, would you be okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
If it was just us two, that'd be fine. It's kind of what I want. And I've got my mom telling me, well, everyone's scared of having a kid. I'm not scared, I just don't want one. They're just gross and germ breeding and money suckers, and I want to live the life I want to live. And I don't want to feel like I, at any time, am doing it at the detriment of my child. You know what I mean?
I hear that. I admire that.
Yeah.
I admire that you've thought that through so much. I do. I really do, because some people don't. They think it's going to be all sunshine and flowers all the time, and it's not. It's
right.
difficult.
Right. And I've got my own stuff that I'm working on, and I don't need to put that on a kid.
What kind of things are you working on?
Just, the anxiety, the depression, the panic attacks that come with it. And it's just, even like from a genetic standpoint, I mean, what would happen? What if I gave this kid these genes, and this kid has to deal with this stuff too?
So do you believe it's genetic?
So, I know it is. A lot of it runs in my family.
So
a lot of this stuff runs in my family.
Okay. So how about do your mom and your grandmother have depression, anxiety, panic attacks?
Anxiety runs on my mom's side, and my dad's side is anxiety and depression, and there's even a bipolar uncle.
So is that scary for you?
We don't see him a whole lot. I know of him, I know he's in the family.
Yeah.
But we don't really see him. He kind of does his own thing. And I just, it was never dealt with, really.
Is he, do you know if he's medicated, or is he in a facility?
I have no idea. We don't hear.
You don't talk.
I just know I think he's still alive. I don't know.
Do you have any fear about that? Like,
absolutely. I would feel like a horrific person, even though I can't control it. I know that, but I would feel like a horrific person if I, through my bloodline, gave my child bipolar disorder.
That would be
Plus, I don't see
difficult.
all these are points that are on top of the fact that whatever the reason, I don't want to have a kid. Even if I didn't suffer from these things and if they didn't run in my family, it doesn't change the fact that I still don't want a kid. Even if I could know that I was going to pop out a 100% healthy, mentally, socially, physically kid, great kid, I would not want it.
So in your mind, this is a non-starter. Like, it's not going to happen. You don't want it to happen. You at this point in your life, it's not going to happen.
I think in my life it's not going to happen. I think it may have started as like, I don't feel obliged to have a baby just because I'm a woman and I'm married. And I don't think I would even have this pressure on me if I weren't married. There's no way my family would be like, oh, we need a grandchild if I weren't married. I'd be like, hey, I'm pregnant, and they'd be like, what? You know? It's funny how a ring can change that, and it's not about my happiness or my husband's, it's what they want. You know?
It's sort of, do you feel like it's sort of the societal norm, so therefore it's become a sticking point because people, you know, when you're going down your list of things, it's get married, get a baby, have a house.
Yeah, check
the
off
checklist.
Yep, exactly.
And you're not interested in the checklist.
No, I've never felt the need to comply with, you know, what's obligatory. And I think that's where this may have started, but I feel like the more pressure I get from my husband or my family or his family even, that it just makes me want to dig my heels in more and be more against having a kid. But like, I almost feel like they're telling him that we should get a divorce or seek therapy together or something to change my mind. They're not happy with me as a daughter-in-law because I'm not giving them a grandchild either.
Do you feel like that's bringing stress into your marriage?
Oh God, yeah. Because he's really close with his family, and now he's having to choose between them and me, even though he really wants what they want. So that really kind of puts me on the outs.
That must be difficult for you.
It is. It very much is.
There's a lot of conundrums there between what people want. You mentioned before that you're feeling pressure. Do you think is it societal pressure or family pressure or work pressure, school pressure?
I think I have pressure to finish more schooling so I can get a better job to support this non-child. And then family pressure, of course, on both sides, his and mine. And societal pressure kind of just comes from every time I go on Facebook, I've got another friend that's pregnant. Another friend just got married. Another friend's doing this. Another friend's doing that. I'm like...
Do you feel like anything's missing in your life by not having a child?
No, I don't. I feel I am completely satisfied with my life right now.
That's amazing.
Why do I need a child that might end up ruining that satisfaction? You know, kids are great, and if other people want to give that to them, that's fine. I know myself, and I know that I want to be a little bit selfish, and I don't want to put in that effort that a child needs and deserves.
I admire that.
So
I admire that you're standing true.
So I'm not crazy.
Well, I mean, I think it must be stressful for your husband too, because he's getting pressure. You know, he's. Do you feel like he's sort of caught in the middle?
Absolutely. And we are so close that caught in the middle between me and his family, he keeps wanting to try and support me, but he's on their side. He does want a kid, and there's nothing wrong with him wanting a kid except for the fact that I don't and we are together. If he wanted a kid and he was married to someone that wanted a kid, there would be no problem.
Yeah. Do you think that is going to resolve itself even if you definitely tell him that you do not want a kid? Do you think he'll wait, hoping you'll change your mind?
I don't know. I don't know, because even that, will he resent me? Will he, you know?
These are difficult decisions.
Yeah.
I admire your courage, though.
Thank you.
That you've made a definite decision, and you're very much clear on your decision.
Yeah.
I admire that, and I hear that you're struggling with this, and I appreciate you telling me this story. I mean, I feel that it's a very deep, well thought out decision.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. It's hard.
Yeah, I can hear that you're very conflicted as far as you and your husband
Yeah.
and how that decision is going to affect your lives. So I really appreciate you telling me this story.
Do you think that it might help if he came in for our next session, or if you talk to him, or you're good just talking to me?
I think it's sort of up to you.
Okay.
I think you're very clear on I think you're very clear on how you feel about it. I don't feel like it would hurt the situation to have him come in and discuss it, and maybe this would be a safer place to
Sure.
discuss it, because he might have feelings around it. But that would be up to you. I would never force you. You decide on how you want to proceed.
Okay. All right.
Well, thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate you sharing this with me.
Thank you for having me. I definitely feel like I got a lot off my chest.
Good.
Yeah.
And I'm happy to see you next time.
All right.